if not truth, then what? Hi, this is Peter Hislop, and this is a podcast called Shift, which I hope you're all going to think about doing. You don't have to shift very far, just a little bit to the right or to the left, to the forward or the back, just a little change. And over the last 2 podcasts, we've travelled a long road, not dissimilar to the road that truth has travelled, from ancient philosophers who pondered what truth is, to modern boardrooms where truth is managed. And now in this final episode, we stand at crossroads. This isn't an ending, because truth has no ending. But it is a moment of insistence, a reminder, a call. Because truth is not optional. It's not weakness. It's not a relic of morality. Truth is the very ground we stand on. And when we interrupt it, when we mismanage it, we interrupt evolution itself. So ask yourself, if not truth, then what? Sertalanges, the French philosopher, said, by practicing the truth we know, we merit the truth that we do not yet know. Let that settle. By practicing the truth that we know, we merit the truth that we don't yet know. So what he's saying is this is the way we think. If we think in truth, we will find the next thing we need to think about, and that too will be in truth. It helps thinking. It facilitates thinking, as long as you start in truth, because truth will give you the next piece. He's reminding us that truth isn't a possession, it's a pathway. Each time we live by what we know to be true, we earn access to deeper truth. Every act of honesty evolves us. We link to something larger. But when we lie, when we distort, conceal or deny, we cut the link. We interrupt nature's current. Sertalanges said it too. All truths are linked together. He also said, I embark on the tributary, I reach the river, and then the sea. Every small truth leads to the next, and every act of honesty flows onward from tributary to river to sea. But if we dam the tributary with deceit, the river never flows, the sea is never reached, and something in us, something evolutionary, dies a little. Think of truth as scaffolding. A structure only stands if its beams are solid, aligned, and true. If one beam is hollow, if it bends under pressure, everything built on it becomes dangerous. That's life. That's business. That's leadership. Enron hid its debts. Theranos faked its science. Wirecard invented its profits. Each was a marvel of modern ambition until the lies collapsed. They weren't accidents. They were inevitabilities. Truth is the weight-bearing beam. Compromise it, and the building falls. Let's be clear. Hiding truth is not neutral. In corporations, it costs employees their jobs, investors their savings, customers their trust. In politics, it costs societies their cohesion. In private life, it costs relationships their foundation. Truth avoided becomes truth unravelled, and truth unravelled always causes pain. And we all pay for it, one way or another. Remember the loss of jobs, the loss of savings, the loss of trust. What the absence of truth does to communities and societies, what it does to relationships that we've seen in our own and extended families. Truth avoided becomes truth unravelled, and you've all had to deal with truth when it unravels. It's almost impossible to put back without truth. We must reject the absurd idea that truth is somehow soft, that honesty is naive, and transparency is weakness. They aren't. That's all about strength. It takes strength for a company to tell investors the risks, honestly. It takes strength for a government to admit when policies fail. It takes strength for a leader to say, I got it wrong. When is the last time you have seen a leader in this country address the press and say, I got it wrong? When Johnson & Johnson recalled every Tylenol bottle in 1982 at enormous cost, that was truth in action, and it saved their reputation. Toyota engineers exposed their own mistakes in daily meetings. That's truth as discipline. When Patonga told customers, don't buy this jacket, it was truth as activism, and it built loyalty, not loss. Truth doesn't weaken, it fortifies. It builds trust, credibility, and authority. Truth is not meek. Truth is muscular. Okay, imagine if truth-telling were not a response to crisis, but a daily practice. We didn't have to face truth just when there was crisis. We didn't have to question truth in crisis. We just have it as daily practice. We just assume it. Imagine if all financial reports were written not to impress, but to inform. If boardrooms rewarded candour as much as growth. If leaders spoke of failure as courage, not shame. Truth saves time. Lies consume it. Those who say you don't have time for the work that's been given to you, try this. Instill truth in everything, and you'll find time. The lies are what consumes most of your time. Evolution prunes falsehood. It has no patience for deceit. All truths are linked together, according to Sertalanges. Truth is the connective tissue of life. Tear it, and the organisation weakens. When we suppress truth in business, manipulate it in politics, or deny it in ourselves, we disconnect from nature's flow. We interrupt evolution itself, and that's why it feels wrong, because it is wrong. But when we tell the truth, we re-enter the current, we reconnect, we grow, and we grow in the right way. So again, if not truth, then what? Truth is not an accessory, it is architecture. Without it, structures sway, bridges crack, societies fracture. We live in an age of curated realities, half-truths wrapped in algorithms, opinions masquerading as facts. But truth doesn't need to shout. It just needs to stand. And it needs to stand next to people like you who are listening to this podcast. Executives or wannabe executives or senior executives. Truth needs to stand beside you. And you need to have truth on your side. So stand with it. Be disciplined in it, because truth deserves not only our reverence, but our vigour. Come back to that one great statement by Sertalanges. By practicing the truth that we know, we merit, we deserve the truth that we do not yet know. That's our task. Practice the truth you already know in your work, your words, your silence. Each act of honesty strengthens the whole. Each tributary flows to the river, and each river finds the sea. So if not truth, then what? The listeners to this podcast are the people who have to answer the question, if not truth, then what? You need to have something apart from truth to drive the organisations that you're running. And you need to decide exactly what it is, because you can't just drive it and hope. So if not truth, then what? And if not you, who will carry it? This isn't a plea for perfection. It's a demand for participation, for courage, for conscience, for clarity. Remember, those things are the core characteristics of an executive. So stand with it. Speak it, practice it. Let truth be your weight-bearing beam, your scaffolding, your sea. And together, we'll reach it.